Welcome to Proudly Said, bold voices and real stories. I'm John Hyland, Scouse, queer, and still trying to make sense of it all. This space is for the stuff we don't always say out loud, but probably should. Let's get into it. First off, I'm going to apologise if you're watching this video because I am casual as hell. My guest has got me in the worst state imaginable because I feel like absolute dog rough today. It's like
you look fabulous.
I'm getting that winter bug, I think. Yeah. It's not great. It's
the
not
influenza.
Great. Yeah, even though I've had my flu jab. I am in, well, you know what? This is lovely actually because so my next guest is the lovely Hannah Riley. And when it was saying like, where do you want to go and record? She's like, well, I used to go to Liverpool Theatre School. And here's me thinking, Egmouth Road.
Yeah.
And we're not on Egmouth Road. We're in this lovely new space.
Yeah, they've got a new gaff. And I haven't been here before, and it's weird being here and seeing people in a different building, but it's still like the same vibe, the same place in a way. So yeah, here we are. I thought it would be a nice place because there's friendly faces as we walk in and so many memories like with all those people. So I was like, let's hit them up, and here we are chilling out. So
is that your background then, musical theatre, acting kind of thing?
I feel like that's where I went to train for sure, and I loved it, and I was obsessed with being there. And at the time, because it was on Egmouth Road, like it was like around the corner from where I was, so 7 a.m. get up, 6:30 running over, you're there. I had the easiest commute. People were coming from Formby, Manchester, Wales, and I was just running over the road and just making it in time, so yeah, that is my like childhood passion, I'd say. And then obviously it just sprouted off into loads of different pockets of goodness that actually I never thought I'd get involved with or for the stuff that I have done. So it's cool.
I think that's natural though. Yeah. Like when you get involved in a certain things, I was exactly the same way. Like younger person's like, I'm going to be an actor. I realised I can't fucking act. But then got involved in like film, then did extra work, and then was like, no, I prefer behind the scenes, and this led to this. So yeah, you are right. I think you just get that dip your toe in and go, actually, this is a massive flipping industry.
I actually think it's amazing because you come to a place and train in musical theatre or whatever your vibe is, and the discipline and the energy that it brings you can go anywhere. And then when you leave, like you just said, you're like, bam, actually, I could do anything I want in this industry, and it turns out better than you even thought it was going to be. And again, you can't act, you can't dance, you can't sing, you're a bit of a talker, so just go and talk and see where that gets you.
Which is mad. Like I was chatting to a drag queen recently who said that a teacher there said, you will not make anything talking. It's like, you can do a lot.
Oh my goodness, you can do everything. Are you joking me? Their roasts are incredible. I am obsessed. Get me to a drag queen comedy roast and I am gone.
Well, this will be after this goes out, before this goes out rather. Snatch Game is next week.
Oh my god!
Thursday in Boudoir. Charity night for Super Sahia.
Next Thursday?
Yeah, in Boudoir.
Is there still tickets?
Yeah. Get on it.
I've got a secret week off, which I'm not telling anyone about, but now I've told everyone. So maybe I'll find myself there.
Yeah, in the Boudoir.
Oh my god. I'm obsessed with the Snatch Game, so yeah. That would be cool.
It'd be interesting. Yeah, and it's raising money for charity, which is always a good thing.
Let's go.
Do it.
Fund the queers, baby.
So let's start off, I think, a little bit. You talk about you talking.
Mm-hmm.
I think I wouldn't say you came onto the scene, but like maybe in certain circles of Liverpool, you popped up in the scene because last summer.
It was this summer.
It was this summer as well, wasn't it?
It feels like years ago.
It really does.
Before Christ, time's gone by.
It was this summer, wasn't it? It was literally like August.
Lots have happened since then.
Okay. A few months ago, Liverpool was able to play host to the BBC Radio 1 Weekender, which was insane. And BBC Merseyside held a competition for like a local reporter. And I remember just hearing this is the winning person, and it was your big gob.
Oh my goodness.
So like, what was that like? Both like, I'm just going to go for it, and then getting it, and then actually on the weekend.
Yes, it was wild. I saw them like pop a clip up on social media, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do this, like it's where I live, like let's crack on. So then I'd done the video, but it had to be in like 5 p.m. on a Sunday, and it was like 4:30. I was like, crap, this has to be in. I was like, come on. And then like I just threw a little like outfit on, and I was like, I was quite nervous. Like normally when I do these tapes, like they come up every now and then, I'll send like the first or second one off.
Yeah.
But with this, I was like, And I was doing it with my partner, and she was like, come on, like, Han, this is your bag, like, just do it. So then
Get
she
the
just
energy up.
recorded. I was in the kitchen, and I went in the kitchen. I was like, come on, like, get over yourself. And I just like, I said, press record, and she pressed it, and it was there. And I just like walked into the shot, and I was like, hey, I'm Hannah Riley. And I just sent that one. And then I was just like, that's it. I was like, that is the shot. So I just sent it over, like, didn't hear nothing. And it was funny because I was finishing. It was like the last day of a costume job that I just finished in Brassic. It was the last ever day. And I got like a phone call off the fella. He's amazing. This guy called Steve. He like called me, and he was like, obviously they have to do like a lot of background checks obviously first, and they didn't tell me I got it. They were just like, we're checking out a lot of people, and I was like, cool. And then a few days later I got a phone call, and I was sat there, and this was like our last ever wrap day. So that's when like you clear everything up. We'll probably go and stand a bit anyway. And I was sitting in the office, and I was speaking to him, and I could tell it was like interviewee, and that he was maybe recording it. You know, when people ask you questions and you're like,
why are you asking me
this
that?
this isn't just like, And he was asking and building up, asking loads of questions, build up. And then he was like, it's you. And I was like, what? And I actually screamed, because I just thought, I was like, what? Sefton Park? Like, I'm going to be involved. Like, for me, my main passion really, is to just get involved with Liverpool creatives. Like, I don't care in what capacity. I just want to be around like-minded people.
Yeah.
And for me, I was just like, what? You want me? And they were like, yeah. And they were like, come in the morning at 8 o'clock. I was in Manchester. I was like, what? I was like, I was looking forward to a little pale rose. I was, and a nice little chill. I'd worked solidly for 6 months, and I was like, all right, totally an hour down the road. So I spun in for the next day, and then obviously then I like went on air, didn't speak to no one. They were like, sit in there, we'll bring you in. And then like they announced me, and it was just a gorgeous feeling. They're so welcoming in there.
It was the breakfast show, wasn't it? So
it was the breakfast.
Show.
He is also great. They were just so welcoming. He was like, don't tell me nothing. Let's just like get in there and chat. And I was just hyped. And I think for me, what was gorgeous is seeing all the hard work and preparation that goes up, even for them. You know, they don't just show up and rock up. Like, the preparation is months and months and months. And then I got to go into some meetings to find out what was happening. And then bam, it was that weekend then.
It just happened like that.
Yeah, it just flies then. So I think that was the Thursday I went in. Then I was in the Saturday. So they'd done the Friday. There I was, like, I took like a notepad and clipboard and was just writing loads down. And kindly, obviously, because of the opportunity, they schedule me in interviews with certain people, like upcoming artists, a lot of the Radio 1 presenters, and it was amazing. So I obviously got me pass, got there, and it was so like just the size of,
it was
like,
massive.
you're like, oh my God, like, this is huge. Like, there's some huge, like, Sam Fender's going to be there. The hell, come on, like, their lineup it was sick. And for Sefton Park and that, I was just like, this is wild. There I was, little Hannah, who'd, probably been like chased out of there when I was younger, you know what I mean, by the Paw Patrol person, just there, like, made up. And it went there to their little section, and just cracked on with the day. Like, as I say, they'd schedule me a few things throughout the day, and it was amazing. And we were also allowed into the guest area, which again, like, was full of Liverpool creatives. So some I knew, some I didn't. So just gorgeous to connect with people and just do my thing. And I loved it. And it was funny actually at the end of the day, to like round it up. They were like, right, come back at 8, because they were broadcasting live for the evening. They were like, come along. And I was like, yeah, I will. And we like got onto like the Sugar Babes tour bus, and was just like, just doing silly stuff, but like just being cheeky backstage and just like having a laugh. And it was just a ball. I feel like I'm not painting it as amazing as it was, but I think it was such a whirlwind for me. And to be just thrown in like the situations, like, they're like, oh, the presenters are going over now, like, are you ready to go? And I'm like, yeah, let's go. And then I was like, hi, I'm Hannah. And it just like, being thrown in the deep end. But
so who did you speak to?
So I spoke to Codge, is a local Liverpool artist. He's insane, like, grand rap, spoken word. He's doing really well. He's playing at the Phil
Oh, wow.
He's a part of African OYA, which is
Right.
amazing. I'm
So was he on
obsessed
the
with him.
introduction, the BBC introduction
Yeah,
stage?
he was on Introducing. So I interviewed him and Matt Edmondson from Radio 1. I had a gorgeous chat with him, like he'd come over. But because I listen, I was speaking to him a lot about like mental health and man's mental health, because I know he advocates a lot for that.
Right.
And for his friends, so speaking to him a lot about that. And honestly, like just the feedback from him alone, he was like, I've known people who've done this for like years and years. And he was like, the way you just handled that was so much better. And you know what I mean? Like, these people do actually know.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes like you forget, oh, actually, like maybe I could be in the mix
Yeah.
of these people.
Maybe I do know what I'm
Yeah.
doing.
So it was nice, but it was amazing. Everyone was gorgeous. Everyone was welcoming. And I was, as again, like for me, it is about being super grateful to just being amongst these people. I can't
about
do
the
an
opportunity,
yeah,
isn't it?
I can't do a 9 to 5, but get me involved with those people in whatever capacity, and I'm up for it.
Do you find that that's
Yeah.
like kind of like your strength? Thanks, just what you've just said. Yeah, I can't do a 9 to 5. It's,
Yeah.
it's just one of those. So you put you in those kind of environments where it's a bit like a pressure cooker. It's a
Yeah.
little bit like, I need to do good, and I've got
Yeah.
one shot at doing good on
Yeah,
this kind
of
of
course,
thing.
because I knew I was interviewing, like the people who I knew I was interviewing, I prepared the night before. I went and researched, I wrote questions. So then when they were like, are you good? I was like, yeah, I've got my questions. Like, let's just do it. For me, like pressure cooker, like that is where I thrive.
end.
To deep end, throw me in. Just get stuck in. I think you surprise yourself, you know,
So
when you
anything,
do
has
that.
anything like kind of came off the back of
Yeah,
it?
so it's been good. So I'm now like a full-time freelancer for Merseyside now, which is
wow.
great. But I think for me, again, with these words, you don't realise how much goes into it. And they've been so open to just teaching me everything. Because again, I don't know exactly where I want to land in that
Yeah.
world. Like when you go up there, there's loads of people doing all kinds of different things. So I'm going in there and I'm just pecking everyone's heads. I'm like, what do you do, love? Like, can I get you a cup of tea?
That's the best
Like,
way to
you
be,
know,
though.
but-
And just on that, where you mentioned before, like, so you work in the world of TV. So that's
Yeah.
my background
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
I think when you
of course.
first start, that's all
Yeah.
you do.
Yeah.
You ask everyone, so what do
Yeah.
you do? What does that mean?
Yeah.
Whatsoever. So I used to be an AD, and you get on the radio, John, can you do this? You're like, yeah, okay, copy that. Don't know
What
what the fuck
is
he
that?
wants.
But
Yeah,
I'll sort it.
I'll find out.
Yeah. If
Just
he
ask some
needs
questions.
it, I just think, and it's funny because obviously, like I'm 30 now, but you find yourself going into these environments and you're like, God, here's another world that I maybe never thought I'd get into, but let's see what can happen here.
So how did you get into the world of TV? Because I know we mentioned obviously you came here, well not
Yeah.
here, but musical theatre.
Uh-huh.
That's your background. How did you fall into TV world? Because sometimes that is it's not what you know. It's who you know.
Exactly. So it is interesting. So my mum's cousin works in costume.
There you go.
But yeah, it is that. But I'd say there's definitely ways of getting in if you don't know also. But my story is that my mum's cousin worked in costume, and when I was younger, like at primary school age, she worked on Waterloo Road, like the
Wow.
OG Waterloo
Rochdale.
Road. Yeah.
Wow.
And
I used to be an extra in Waterloo Road.
oh,
when I was
maybe we
years ago.
crossed paths
Maybe.
then. And then she was like, do you want to come?
Yeah.
And I think I got a written letter off school to say I could go. They were probably like, get her out. She's a pain in the arse. Let's give her 2 weeks off to go and annoy someone else, because they were probably sick of me. So she was like, do you want to come? And I was like, yeah. And that's how the journey started. I went with her. Yeah, like I was mainly with like the essays and the kids, but a lot of the time I got to sit in the costume room and they'd be doing fittings, artists would be coming in, and I was 8. So I was only young and I was just seeing this world again and everything with it. And at that time, I didn't think I would ever flip at all. Absolutely. But then, so yeah, I would just used to do that. I'd done like, she got me on like Peaky Blinders, like just loads of different sets. I was so fortunate, you know, that she even wanted to take me to work as well. But she was like, come on, has made up. And then it wasn't actually until after COVID when I was like, hey, I would really like to give
Want
this
a
a
job.
shot. Well, obviously everything crashed, but for some reason those cameras kept rolling.
Yeah, they did.
I kept seeing people filming and I was like, hang on, why are people doing that? But I can't do what I want to do. So I was like, no, actually, maybe I can be a costume galley, you know? So I sent her a message being like, I think I'd like to give this a shot. And honestly, like that woman, she gave me her time, like she become my mentor basically. And every week I'd go to hers like once a week. This was like I'd say after everything lifted, it was a lot later. But she'd get me in hairs once a week. She taught me everything, how to sew like buttons. She taught me how to use a sewing machine. She showed me how to break down just everything that you need to know to be in the industry. And then I think one day her friend was on a show and she sent him a message and said, I've got a trainee here who really, because that's how it works. You have to build your stripes in the industry, just like any job. She said, I've got a trainee here. Would you like to have her for the day? And he said, yeah. And I went. It was Red Rose. It was out quite a while ago now, but I went and done a day on that. And then from then, it was a BBC show, but I'd done that day. And then from then, I just started.
Rose. I might cut this out. Was Red Rose, was Ellis from Liverpool?
Yeah.
Ellis who's in that, just on that BBC thing where he's a trans character.
Insane, by the way. Obsessed.
Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about then.
Yeah. So that was a trainee on that only for a few days. And then from then I just built and like started pestering people and like banging people's doors down. Like that is one thing about me. If I want to get your attention,
I'll get it.
I'll email you till the cows come home, and then you'll think, oh God, I'll have to see if, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but I'm like, can I please work with you?
You know what though? I've heard that kind of story though from the TV industry. Like some people like, I'm just going to turn up at the reception every single day till they give me a job, and half the time
it works.
It works because it's more the case. Fuck's sake, fine, we'll give you a go.
Yeah.
But it means you want it.
Yeah, you want it and you want to hustle. And as I say, there's a huge world out there. And that's how it went. And it is actually funny. So the woman who I've worked for a few times now, it's so funny.
The woman,
she is the woman, the moment. She's gorgeous. Her name is Jessica Schofield. She's a costume designer.
I know Jessica Schofield.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Schofield's daughter.
Yeah, honestly, iconic Liverpool family.
Scouse as hell. I love Jess.
Well, she'd done Boiling Point, and at the time I was obviously still a trainee, and I was emailing her, and then it wasn't until not last year, the year before, when I actually worked with her, and I said to her, isn't it funny that I was pestering you in like 2022? No, it wasn't. It was like 2019 or something.
Earlier.
It was earlier, because whenever that came out, and now here we are.
Yeah.
I work with you now. Like,
just for like people who might not understand like what goes on in the costume department, because they might just go, you just put it out for them to put on it, which is, it's a lot more than that.
Oh
like,
my
just
goodness,
put something out. Like,
the
what's
world
entailed?
of costume is a huge one.
Yeah.
So do you want me to be specific to just my role?
Yeah, your experience.
Okay, cool. So I'm like a costume standby. So basically my role would be to go in of a morning. We check the call sheet, and the call sheet is like the facts of the day. Yeah. Like, but sometimes they lie. And it changes. But we'll go from it at 5 a.m.
And then it changes midway. Like, fuck it.
Anyway, look, we just move with it. It's just one of those. So rock up, get your call sheet, see who you were looking after for the day. You bang your character's costumes in for the day, whoever you're looking after. You have to make sure you photograph all the costumes, itemize them in like an app, so you know the look for that day and that scene. And then you get all your stuff ready. You get yourself a little trolley with all your kit in. With all your kit, with all your warm stuff, everything you need. So let's say you're doing, let's be like a Superman costume.
Okay.
And I don't know why I've done that, because I've never done a Superman costume, so it's not relevant to me. But you know, a super woman, a superman, a super lady, a super they, them, whoever we are referring to.
Okay.
Maybe their cape needs to go on set. So I would take what is needed.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll take the shoes and I'll give them comfy shoes. The cape, like last minute bit for finals. Then we'll travel down, get all cozy at our monitors. Yeah. That's where we can see the vision and the look. And then we'll check in with our artists and be like, hey, have you got everything?
Yeah.
Have you got your rings? Sometimes, you know, they've brought jewelry down and you have to take it off them because it's not for the scene. And then we set up, we watch a rehearsal, go in, do our final checks, make sure they all look gorgeous in our artist vision for our designer. And then we just watch it and make sure that nothing changes, nothing moves. And mainly we're there to make sure we bring our designer's vision to life. And if anything goes wrong, that we're there to fix it. You know, it can be anything. I actually have an example of, I worked on adolescents.
Oh wow.
And
Impressive.
at the top, obviously it was all one shot. And at the top of one of the takes we done, it looked like there was a pinch in Stephen's top. And we literally like went the like chords like action, and I was like, what is that? I was like, I know his mic's not there, but what is that? And they cut and they said, we think we can see his mic. And
So was that a cut from the director, or was that because I remember being on set sometimes and costume or makeup are like, I need to interrupt the shot, I need to interrupt. They go, sorry.
yes,
They've interrupted the take.
of course, but on this show you will never interrupt the
Right.
take because it's the one
Because of
shot.
the way it was.
And it was very, very, very rare we would ever go back at all. You know, because you just have to go unless something major. So at this point, obviously, we were like, I'd say not even a minute in, and the AD first come over the radio and was like, "Cut." Me and the director think we can see his mic, and I was like, "Coming in," and then you go in, and I knew it wasn't his mic. It was just a pinch, but it was very obvious. So then everyone, because on that show they were all such a team of amazing people, I was we got the iron that was actually in the house because it was quicker. the prop iron, only because like we were going for time. Props turned that on, Stephen whacked his top off, I like ironed, and then we got it back on him, we got him set, and we're like, yeah, fire, let's go. But that is, you just have to be ready for any moment. And it can be anything, but it's a whirlwind of a job, and you know, it gets you in rooms with people who you never thought you'd ever get in rooms with.
You enjoy it, do you?
Do I enjoy the 60-hour weeks? Now, as I say, it's the theme, and I've said it about 78,000 times now. For me, it's just working, not in a 9 to 5.
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
And I love that. So just correct me, explain it to me. It's like, you did the BBC thing, but you've also been doing presenting. Was that post BBC, or was you doing that prior?
So I've always done that.
Yeah.
So when I actually graduated from here, it was something I always wanted to explore. And I was working on a cruise ship.
Of course.
Which is so random.
No, I think it's very stereotypical.
Yeah, well, that's what all the musical theatre girls go on the cruise ships. Everyone, we all do. They all still do it. It's an amazing thing to do if you're young. Get out there. There's a world, people. There's a world. Go. So I was on a cruise ship, and there was a woman who owned a dance school in Liverpool on there on holiday. And I was just chatting to her, obviously. Oh my God, when you see a Scouser, when you're away from them, obviously, A, you can spot them a mile off, but 2, when you're away from home, it is the most comforting feeling. So I was just hanging out with them one night, because you're allowed to hang out with guests on the ship. And she was like, yeah, I own it. And I was like, oh, amazing. And then when I got home, she messaged me and said, hey, do you fancy having a go and doing some presenting for us? And I was like,
wow.
Oh, sick. Like, yeah.
Why not?
And I was like, well, why not? So I'd say for me, that's when it like started. You know, I've always been a gobby cow.
Yeah.
But what I'd say is that for me is when it happened, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to start doing this. And it was in the Brinley, in the Runcorn.
Oh, we love the Brinley.
In the Runcorn.
In the Runcorn. The Brinley in Runcorn.
Don't mean to offend anyone, but it stinks in Runcorn, doesn't it? My auntie lives there. I had to go last week, and God, I have to like stuff up my nose when I don't know, there's a certain point, and I think, oh,
no offense to any people from Holton.
I love people from Runcorn. My auntie lives there, but it always reminds me of The Simpsons. You know, those like plant towers. When I drive there, I think, is Homer Simpson gonna pop out in a minute? I'm like, oh my God. But yeah, sorry, I offended people of Runcorn, and yeah.
So what would be your dream presenting job if you could have it?
I think, oh my goodness, I've definitely given this for sure. But I think a night full of lots of creatives who I'm passionate about, who they are so passionate about what they do, a variety.
Like a cabaret variety show.
A cabaret variety is my jam.
So you'd be like the MC.
I'd be hosting it. I'd be the MC. I'd be hyping everyone up. I'd be getting passionate about the acts that we had on. That would be my thinking. This is actually a funny story. I'll take you back. Before I was going on the ship, sorry, I don't have ADHD, but maybe. Well, I don't know.
This is me. I'm undiagnosed
I'm up
ADHD.
and back.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
the same.
I'm
Like a
gonna-
magpie, distractions.
I'm going to bring you back quickly. This was 2019 before I got the ship.
Okay.
So weird. I planned a night called A Night of Hannah Riley on the
Okay.
mic. And I got creatives. I booked them. I booked a venue. It was in the Baltic. I booked a venue. I
Amazing.
booked the creatives. And then bam, I got the ship.
Wow.
And I thought,
the
well,
stars are aligning.
it was weird. And I thought, well, I can do that anytime. I can't. And I think at that time you take the opportunity that's bigger.
Oh, so you'd organised it,
No,
but it actually happened?
No, I'd organised. It was happening the day they offered me to do the shit. So, and what is funny is that because I've just got back from another job, which we're talking about this at the minute, in my house, I have mugs and it's Hannah Riley on the mic, the host, and then it's Hannah Riley on the mic, and then it's my brother's name saying the bodyguard, and then it's Hannah Riley on the mic, me mum, and it's like the ticket. Are you all right, love?
Carry on.
He's half a kipper, yeah. No, he's not. Look, times are hard for us. We're knackered, us gays, aren't we?
I was hoping you could just
We're
like
both
ignore me
shattered.
there.
Sorry, you can cut this bit out. I'm not offended. I'd be tired too, just listening to me.
But 6 minutes through, I didn't get a yawn.
But what I'm saying is that was all
Right.
booked and ready, and then I hit the ship. And now you say, what's your dream thing? It's funny that I actually had that planned.
Yeah, you just want to bring it back.
But that is still 100% what I love to do. And I 100% can make that happen in a better scale now.
Yeah, it's just
You know,
finding the time to do it around everything
finding
else.
the time to do it around everything else. But I think for me, it's that. And that would be my main thing, a variety cabaret, one night that was hugely successful. We could get everyone and anyone in, and just a night to get out and enjoy the talent that we have in this city, because there's tons of it, and I'm obsessed with you all. You know, even you, like, I'm like your fangirl on Instagram. Like, you must hate me, a heart everything, a comment everything you do.
And we love it.
Because I'm a big hype person, and I just want to get creatives together, because I think that's when we do our best.
And that's when I suppose something like what you've just described could be a regular thing.
Yeah.
So you do it once, and then like you have like this week the cast is this week.
Yeah,
where,
of course. Yeah, it could be a monthly,
Yeah.
it could be a 2-year, but I think for me that's the vibe for sure.
Yeah.
And just connecting with people. Like, I love listening to people's stories. I love getting to know people.
Yeah.
And just that for me. So that would be the vibe, but who actually knows?
And I think, because based on just the experiences you've described today, it's like, it is a bit like, who knows? Because who knows what's around that corner?
Yeah,
Who knows what
of
opportunities
course.
come a knocking? Just very quickly, because I'm conscious of time. You mentioned before about, like a freelancer for the Beeb. Like, what does that mean?
So basically, at the moment, I am in a process of learning as much as I can about the radio.
Right.
So I'm going in. You won't believe
What goes into it?
the magic of radio and the people that are behind their voice you listen to. There's tons of them. So I'm basically learning bit by bit, step by step, everything that goes into that process, and seeing where I would like to float.
I love that.
Basically, that's the vibe.
Fair. Okay, I love that.
That's the vibe.
I was just curious because you mentioned it. I was like, oh, does it mean we actually like hear you on the radio waves again?
Well, there'll be
soon?
definitely a point where that does happen,
Yeah.
for sure. But at this moment, it's just learning
Learning the ropes,
and getting to know.
getting comfortable
which,
with all, like, the tech.
Which I'm hyped with, because it's important to know, because I'm not an IT girly.
And that's what people don't think. Like, 'cause
Yeah.
people think radio is just like you're listening to Kev's voice, you're listening to Claire's
Yeah,
voice, you're
yeah.
listening to Gunnan's voice. Like,
Yeah.
no, they're like doing all this shit on the decks,
Yeah.
along with the producer in the
Yeah, the
bit.
presenters are techie as
Yeah.
hell. They do all of that, plus everything else that goes along with it. And the people who are preparing all the stuff behind the scenes, there's a lot of preparation that I think no one ever understands. And I think that's in our industry as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, for instance, the preparation that you put in to everything you do. Like we do as freelancers.
Yeah.
We're both freelance queens. Let's high five to that.
Whoosh. I like
Yeah, love that.
that. So what's next? What's the future look like for Hannah Riley Presents?
Hannah Riley presents. I know I do have an Instagram, Hannah Riley host, which I've been lax on, but that is because my costume at the moment takes the higher ground, which is cool. But I'm just going to connect with more people through that. I've got like gigs lined up with that in the new year. Book me if you want. You know,
Plug.
I don't ramble as much as I am here. I'll tell you that now.
Yeah, the mask goes on for performance.
I bring the
size,
vibes, I bring the energy.
Yeah.
See, normally when I'm hosting, I'm in a suit. I've got the full face makeup.
Yeah.
Here, I've come very chill.
The best thing she said before we started was like, "Is my voice okay there? I'm really quiet." And the whole thing now, she's been really fucking loud.
I've been loud, and he's like, "Oh my
I'm like,
god."
I'm gonna book extortions on these.
You should have. I know. I'm sorry. It's because I get so excited
No,
to
it's
just
grand.
be
I enjoy the energy.
hanging out with people. But yeah,
So there are things in the pipeline,
yeah,
like
there's
watch this
pipeline,
space.
and there's things that I'm gonna be popping next year, but I'm not gonna say it now.
Okay.
But maybe we can come back and chat because there's a few other projects that we may be interested in, and we can come together.
I love that.
So it's all good.
So if people, you just mentioned Instagram.
Yeah, of course.
If people want to follow your journey and
Uh-huh.
what you're doing, and because you are a hype girl.
I am. I hype everyone. Like that is also. I would love. Like I'm forever hyping
Yeah.
everyone.
So we need to hype Hannah up
Yeah,
as well.
hype me, but also I love hyping you. So yeah.
So where can people find you?
So I actually have 2 Instas.
Hmm.
My one is at Hannah Riley with 3 E's on the
3 E's.
second name, RILEY. And then my hosting is at Hannah Riley Hosts, where you can see lots of photos of me holding a microphone. So yeah, but that's got to change maybe because times have changed.
What? Not holding a microphone?
No, as in it's all this video and now look at us.
And this is just my phone.
And yeah, so you're showing me up. You're showing everyone's showing me up in Liverpool. The creators are insane here. So yeah, getting on board with the creators, and I'm sure I'll bring some fun and hype.
Okay,
to you
so
all.
I think for one last thing before we go, if you were gonna like hype someone watching this now, Howard, go on, give me a little hype.
Can I help hype you up?
Yeah, go for it. Come on, let's listen. Go on.
Maybe I'll do like a little intro for you.
Okay.
Maybe.
And I might nick it.
Okay, cool. So I have had a gorgeous, gorgeous afternoon here with the amazing John. I'm absolutely obsessed with him and everything that he is doing, not only for him, but the community in Liverpool, the queer community. We are so, so blessed that he is pumping queer voices out and hyping us all up and showcasing so many talents and so many venues and spaces. And he's doing this so everyone else who is queer in our city can get on board and, get in a room. And I'm just so thankful for you. And you've made me feel a lot more comfortable to be myself here in Liverpool. So yeah, that's my hype. And just keep doing what you're doing. I might actually cry because, yeah, I'm obsessed with him and what he's doing. So yeah, just go out there and be amazing and just do you guys. Because look, John's literally doing it. And
so are you.
It's amazing.
So are you.
We're all
You're doing it.
But you go out and do it. Go be amazing, go do what you want to do. Life's for living, people.
And I'm not going to add any more to that because that was perfect. Nice one for joining me.
I was going to cheers you with the mic, but then we won't be able to hear us.
You've been listening to Proudly Said. Now, if it meant something to you, why not pass it on? If it didn't, maybe it will one day. Either way, stay kind, stay loud, and stay proud.